yet another wonderful session on ALP. And the topic today is Microsoft Excel training for intermediate level. I think intermediate will mean that the speaker expects all of us to have some basic level of understanding concerning Microsoft Excel. So she's not coming to teach us what is a row and what is a column, in my opinion. So the event will follow this sequence. We just had our opening prayers, and we'll have an introduction of the moderator. We'll read the moderator's citation. This will be done by, this should have been done by the ESUT chapter president. They will have a brief safety moment by the moderator, welcome address by the ESUT chapter president, introduction of the speaker, technical presentation. We have a quick review and a question and answer session, then announcements, then vote of thanks and closing prayers. So Jonathan, over to you, please. You have the program, so we can continue.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I
Hello, Jonathan.
hit the one or two things before I proceed.
Okay, I think I'll just carry on. Jonathan, please. I'll introduce myself. I'm the moderator. My name is Daniel. Quickly, I'll read my citation. And Daniel is a graduate of Petroleum Engineering Uniport. He started off his professional career as a drilling engineer in NAOC. His pursuit for knowledge led him to becoming a completions engineer after giving support to several drilling and completions activities from ashore. He further progressed offshore, where he became a subsea engineer, supporting several deep offshore projects. Along the line, he developed passion for HSC and decided to pursue that dream by going for his master's degree in HSC at the University of Pisa, Italy. He's currently an operations safety engineer on an FPSO and a field security advisor for an offshore field. He's an active young professional of SPE Section 103 Port Harcourt, also the HSC Interest Group team lead and a member of YPWDP, who likes to travel, volunteer, and network.
Okay.
So I'll also briefly introduce the speaker. Her name is Denigwe Chiamaka Rud. Chiamaka is a graduate of chemical engineering, Enugu State University of Science and Technology. Her quest for knowledge and skill caused her to pursue an innovative postgraduate diploma in applied petroleum geoscience. She started off her professional career as an engineer at Laser Engineering and Resources Consultants Limited in Port Harcourt. She delved into the world of data and became the CEO of Top Excel and Technology Solutions Limited. She's an active YP in section of SPE Section 103 Port Harcourt, who likes to volunteer and network. She's currently based in the United Arab Emirates. So Chiamaka, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And just to let everybody know that the topic, like I said earlier, is on Microsoft Excel training for intermediate level. It's going to be an interesting topic. I will also encourage us, if we have our papers, our pens, we should try and jot down some very key, important information should be sharing today. So Chiamaka, because of time, I'll just leave the floor for you. You can share your screen and your slide with us. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. So before I start, like the title, Microsoft Excel for intermediate level. So we are going to explore some Excel activities that are beyond the basics. So I will share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
No.
Can you see my screen? Not
No.
yet.
Yeah.
What about now?
No, no, no.
Hold on. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes.
Can you see? Okay.
Yes.
You can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'll start with a brief introduction. This is an Excel interface. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you are looking at two windows here, an application window and a workbook window. So because this workbook window is maximized, it blended so well into the application window that you can't be able to notice that you can't be able to see that there is two window that is here. So I'm going to like minimize it. So do you notice something now? Hello.
Yes.
So I was able to minimize it. So you can see that this is two different windows. This is the application window and this is the workbook window. So we're going to look at the components of the application window in a very quick way and the components of the workbook window. So this is your quick access toolbar. Can you see it? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
So by default, we have the save button, the undo and the redo, but you can always customize your own commands. Maybe some things you work with frequently, you can always customize yours. Maybe I want to have my data sheet formatting. You click, you say add. Maybe I want to have my email. You click, you say add. Then you say okay. So you can notice that you have more commands here on your quick access toolbar. Can you see that? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? So
Yes.
you can always customize your own commands. So if you look here, this is quick access toolbar. Then here is called the ribbon. So by default, Excel comes with file, home, inserts, page layout, formulas, data, review, and view. But just like the way we customize some commands, the quick access toolbar, we can always customize our own commands at the ribbon. We can also toggle on our developer. That's where we'll write and record and run our macro. So to do that, just click on File. The backstage view will appear. So you go to Options. So you go to Customize Ribbon. You check this box to toggle on your developer. The way I check this box now, so my developer can appear at the ribbon. So I can have a new tab. I can decide to call this new tab SPE. I say okay. So I can decide to customize some commands that I want to see there. Maybe my fill color, or maybe my calculate, maybe my charts. So, but for you to add, anyone you click on added, calculate now, add. So you can also have a new group because under a tab, you can have groups of commands. So you can also have a new group under. You can rename it. Maybe I can rename it to ESUT. I'm just using for example. We can also add what you want. Font size. I'll say add. What again? Font color. I'm just using for example. You can say okay. So we'll come back to our home tab. You notice that this developer, My developer has been toggled on. It was not here before. Now I have a new tab. Under the new tab, I have two groups. I have ESUT, I have SPE, which I can also rename this new tab to any name of my choice. Hello, are you following?
Yes, yes.
You're following?
Yeah.
Hello?
I can hear you.
So, okay, now I have my developer tab toggled on my ribbon. I have this new tab that I customize myself, which under I have two commands. I named SPE, I named ESUT under my ribbon. So this is called ribbon. Ribbon contains some groups of commands. So here is my name box. Neighbors will just to show us the address of our cell, the location of our cell. This is where the name of our cell is displayed. So this is my formula bar. This is where I edit, tests, and enter functions and formula. So this is my my worksheet view. This is where I'll view the different page layout of my Excel. We have the normal view, we have the page layout view. So we have another type of view also, like three types. So you notice this button here, zoom control. If I want to increase the appearance of my cells, so I click here. There's another bar here at the edge called the scroll button. If you want to scroll vertically, if you want to scroll horizontally. So I'm going to maximize this workbook window so we can able to look at it. Let me come back to the normal view. So now I'm able to maximize this workbook window. So I've explained the application window and the component. So this is our workbook window. As you can see, Excel files are called workbook. A workbook holds a sheet. It's by default, it has one sheet. But if you're working with a large data, you can always customize the number of sheets you want your workbook to hold. So just go to options like before. So this it's a default view of new sheet, normal view, include this many sheets. Maybe I'm working with large data, I can always increase that. Let me say maybe 10. I can say, okay, so if I close this and open my Excel again, you can see that by default now I have 10 sheets. Can you see that? Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear
Can you see
you.
that by default?
Yes, we
Can you see
can.
that,
Yeah.
that by default now I have 10 sheets. So an Excel sheet is called a spreadsheet. So by default we have a grid of columns and rows, and these columns is about 16,000 columns and about 1.4 million rows. So this is where we are going to explore some Excel activities beyond the basics. So if you want to start a new project, if you want to start a new project on a worksheet, so I won't start telling you how to rename sheets, delete sheets, move sheets, copy sheets, auto-fit rows and column. I believe that by now you will know all that. So if you want to start a new project on Excel, so you just have to enter the title first. Maybe I want to work on a list. So this particular text you entered inside this cell, you can always format it to your choice. I can change the font style. Okay, I can increase it. I can bold, italize, underline, change the color. Yeah. Then the next thing I will do is that where I want to work on, I can create my working environment using borders. I will say all borders. I can try to make the outside border thicker by saying thick first border. And then this border, if you don't want to do it this way, you can always draw the border. You can draw manually. You can draw border manually. You can erase, you can change the style manually, change the color of the lines manually. We also have some predefined styles here and formats. We have predefined formats as table that you can always use. Excel has some predefined styles here that you can always highlight and use. Okay. There's another thing again called fill handle in Excel. When you're working with a series like numbers, numbers, days of the week, and then calendar like January, February, and all that, and dates. So there's something Excel called we call field handle. For example, I want to have a serial number here. I have 1, 2. So I'll just highlight this 2. When I hover my mouse at the edge of this box, notice a double black arrow. It's called the field handle. If I drag it, Excel will fill the rest of the numbers for me. This is called field handle. It works for numbers, it works for days of the weeks, it works for the calendar, just series, anything series, it works. So I can now enter what I want to do. I can say item 1. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. We just have 30 minutes, so I'm trying to rush everything. Just hello?
No, go ahead.
Please, I kindly do a sheet because a lot of us are here to learn. You can take it, don't be in a hurry.
We just have 30 minutes, but I have some manuals that's written by me. So if after the training, if you need additional training, I can send you the manual to your mail, or we can schedule one-on-one training. But now we just have 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So in Excel, Excel can perform calculations just like a calculator. So in Excel, we have and they follow the standard mathematical operation like board mass, brackets, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. They follow that order, and they make use of the standard signs like plus sign for addition, negative sign for subtraction, this asterisk for multiplication, forward slash for division, and just the basic science is what it's used. But before, we have 2 types of calculations you can do on Excel. We have the simple calculation, we have the complex calculation. If you want to do any calculation that's using only one mathematical operator, maybe just only one sign, maybe one sign, it can be add, it can be plus, it can be minus, it can be division. Then this is a simple calculation you're doing. That's a simple formula. But if you're combining 2 or more signs, like you want to combine the plus and the minus together, or the forward slash and the asterisk signs together, then it's going to be a complex calculation that you want to do. So this leads us to, and if you want to do any calculation in Excel, you must start with equal sign. That way Excel recognizes that, yeah, you want to perform a calculation. So I just want to show you something now. I didn't even name this sales back coming. So let's imagine we can also format numbers and text on Excel, because right now I've written some numbers, but I don't even know what it is. Okay, I'm working with currency here, so you can always format numbers. You can always go to this general and click to specify whether you're working with currency or you're working with numbers or dates or whatever. So I'm working with currency. So this one is just hello.
Is your baby crying?
he just spoke of it. Can we continue?
Yeah, please. The noise was affecting us.
Okay, sorry. He's no longer crying. He's sleeping.
Okay.
He didn't come today. Sorry. So here I was able to format this dollar sign just to show that I'm working with currency here, but this is just number because I'm just working with quantity here and not currency. So I just left it like that. So I want to perform a simple calculation. I want to find the total of this. I want first of all multiply out. This is just quantity, and this is just currency, and this 23 just price per 1 unit, and I have 9 units here. So if I want to carry out this mathematical operation, I'll start with equal to, equal sign, so that Excel will recognize I want to do calculation. And there's something they call in Excel click and point method. So I'm going to use click and point method to carry out this operation. I'm not going to like enter 9 times this manually. No, I'm just going to say equal to. You will see any calculation I'm doing here is going to be appearing on my formula bar up here. So I'm going to click on this. That's click and point. I've clicked, it appeared, times this, enter. You can see that Excel have performed this calculation for me. So I'm still going to use that hand fill method. I can use this hand fill method to fill all these adjacent cells. Since I'm going to perform the same multiple calculation, no need of doing it one after the other. So I'll just click on this hand fill and drag it down. So Excel will automatically perform these ones for me. And this type of cells, this type of cell is called reference cell. Sorry. Hold on. In Excel, we have two types of cell. We have the reference cell, and we have the absolute cell. Do you know the difference between the two? Hello? Hello?
The difference between which two, please?
Hello?
You say the difference between which two?
I said in Excel, we have two types of cell. We have the reference cell and we have the absolute cell. So do you know the difference between the absolute cell and the reference cell? Have you heard about that before?
No.
I've heard about it, but you can equally explain to others for us.
Okay, if you notice that I performed an operation, a calculation here, I was able to hand fill to this one because this is a reference cell. So I have $207 here. Here it is changing. It kept changing and depending on the value I have here. So it's changing. It's like it's related to each calculation. But in an absolute cell, a particular value is kept constant and it doesn't change. Let's imagine that I want to give a discount to each total. Let's imagine I want to give a 5% discount to item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, and item 5. So this 5%, I'm going to keep it constant. It's not going to change. So I'll just write my discount somewhere. I'll just write, let me use this table for discounts. Let's imagine I want to give a discount of 5%. That is 5% discount is 0.0. Okay. So if I want to give a 5% discount to all these items I have here, this 5%, this 0.05, I don't want it to change. So I'm going to keep it absolute. How do I do that? I'll use a $sign to precede both the row and the column. So watch. So I'll say equals, so I use my click and point method, this times this value that I have here. Then I'll use a $sign to precede both the cell address, that's the cell name. Then I'll say enter. Then I'll hand fill. So I use, if I click on this, if you look at the formula bar, notice that this is G11. G11 is here, 16 times G11, that's X6 and this is 11. If I click on here, this G11 is still like that. If I click here, this G11 is this 0.05, this discount percentage that I'm giving to all. So if I click here, it's still, you notice that it's still constant. It's only these values that is changing, but this particular value is not changing. So that's an absolute cell. But here you can notice that the both cells are changing. This is G7H7, G8H8, G9H9, G10H10. But if I click here, it's only the first one, the first cell that is changing. The second one remains constant because I kept it constant using the $sign. That is what is called absolute cell. So I can also decide to fill my work area. I can also format by filling it with color. You can give it a color. You can also change the text color. You can also change the text color. So aside that, there are some basic calculations you're meant to know in Excel. You're supposed to know the VLOOKUP, you're supposed to know the counter, you're supposed to know if statement, the max, the sum, the average. So because of time, we won't take it one after the other. But if you click on, if you highlight this cell range, if you look down here, you see the average, you see the count, you see the sum. If you click here, you see some other functions like mean, mass, count, sum, and average. You can also learn to how to write your if statements. You can also learn VLOOKUP, how to write if statement. It says that, for example, let's imagine that I want to check whether I made profit or not. You can use an if else statement to know by saying equal to I'll now write if bracket open. I can say if maybe if this one if this is greater than if this is greater than this, comma, then profit, comma. That's if not, then I want to put the S. I want to put the S statements, then loss, bracket closes, enter. So you can see that here it was loss. I can hand fill. So they're all loss, meaning I didn't plan my calculation well, but they're all loss following the argument that I wrote. So this is what if statement is all about. So on your own, you can go and study. Because of time, we'll be looking at VLOOKUP, len, count, max, mean, and the rest. So you can also after you have made your table, you can also try to illustrate this using a chart. If you want to have a quick look, maybe for the sake of time, you want to have a quick look, you can use what is called spark lines to see the trend, how your market is moving. So if you want to use a spark line, just select the row you want to look at. This is spark line. You can have a form of line, form of column, a form of win or loss. So you can click on the line. Then you now select the range where you want spark line to appear. You can say okay. So the spark line is here. You can always hand fill. So without using inserting in a pie chart or graph or using a pivot table and start doing your graph, you can always use spark line to quickly look at the trends on how your this thing is going, on how your data is going. So you can always if you're working with so much data, you can also use sort and filter. You can go to data.
We can't hear you. The thing is breaking.
Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yes,
you
you
very
can.
well. It's clear.
Very well, loud and clear.
I hear you.
So you were saying something. I talked about spark lines. You can use spark lines to monitor the trend of your data, because we don't have time to start doing the chart and the graph and formatting the graph. So you can always use spark lines to have a quick look. If you're working with too much data, you can always use sort and filter to compare your data. You can uncheck and only check the ones you want to compare. Let's imagine that I want to compare item 2 and 3. You can always compare. So if you want to remove this,
please come again. I can't hear you.
So after talking about spark lines, I said that if you're working with too much data and you want to monitor how you maybe want to compare two items. If you're working with too much data, you can always go to your data and use the sort and filter. There is also advanced filter that have so many other options. So for the sake of time, I only talk about filter, but we have advanced filter that have a lot of functions. So if you want to remove the filter, just click on it, it will remove. If you want to put it again, so we have, if you want to compare two quantities, you can always uncheck the box and select two and compare. So if I want to remove the sort and filter, I can always remove it. So hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, very well.
I can hear you.
Okay, so you can always do that. You can also protect your workbook after doing your project. When you're done with your project, you can always protect your workbook by locking your sheet with password. You can always lock your sheet, select the areas you want to lock. You can also protect your workbook, share your workbook. You can also check spelling if you have spelling error. You do that at the review. If you're working with so many data, you can also arrange them in different windows or split the sheet so that you can always cross-check your work. For example, I just want to show you. You can always split. You can see I've split this. They are all working independently now. I have this side. I have this side also. Maybe I want to compare two things. That if you're working with large data, not like you're doing small work and you're splitting your sheet. If you're working with so much data, I want to compare them. You don't want to use sort and filter. You can always split. You can always use new windows, and you can always free space. You can always free space to keep some cluster, like pin some items on your workbook while working with large data. So when you are done with your project, okay, before we go to how to print and how to export, I just want to quickly talk about macros. Hello.
Go ahead, please. We can hear you.
I'm just rushing for the sake of time. Okay, maybe. Hello. Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. All the activities we have performed on our Excel, we can also record them and run them on macro. Like if you're repeating a particular thing every day, instead of every day, maybe I used to use hand print to do these numbers. I can always and I have to do it for too many worksheets. I can always record them like in a macro so that anytime I come to my office, I just have to run it. I don't have to come and start recording again. I have taught you how to write macros, like the programming language macro, but we don't have time. So I'll just show you how to record. Just like what I was saying about reference cell. If you want to record a macro, first of all, click on this use relative reference again. If you don't click on it, it's only where you record that the macro will keep running on. It's not going to run on other cells. So you don't click on record macro. You can give your macro a name. You now customize the key that you want to use. I'm trying to, like, all the keys on my keyboard is already customized, so I'm trying to all use them. Yes, so I can use T. If you want to customize a particular key, you press Control, then Shift, then use the key. So maybe I want to use I want this macro to be writing numbers for me. I will say this macro will help me to be writing numbers. I hope I've not used more than 30 minutes. This macro will help me to be writing numbers.
Oh, you see after. Yeah.
How many minutes? Okay.
About
Then
10
I will
minutes.
say okay. Then I will say okay. Then I'll write the numbers. I'll say like 1. Okay. Oh, I put it outside. Sorry. I can say 1. Sorry, I protected this chart. I didn't unprotect. Okay. Let's do it again. Stop recording. Let's record again. Sorry, my baby is disturbed. So you hold the Control Shift R as the name of my macro. This macro will write numbers for me, or letters, write letters. I'll just say, okay.
Just before you continue, I know this macro is very, very important for especially people in oil and gas, because most of what we do has to do with macros. I don't know if we can give you just a few minutes to maybe attend to your baby briefly, because I think there's a lot of disturbance. You can just hold on for a minute or two.
All right.
So you can just quickly attend to your baby, please. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, sorry, I think it was necessary she attended to her baby, because I'm sure she's alone in the house. So that, because what I'm saying is macros. In fact, I recently I just started working with macros, and it's everything about Excel for us. When we're offshore like this, they give you huge data. You can't continue to repeat these things. So with the knowledge of macros, you just record it, click a button, and it gives you your information. So I'm sure she will clearly explain how this is done, and we can learn from it. Okay. Then it's very, very important, really. I didn't know it was going to be this practical. I wish I knew. I would have advised all of us to connect with our mobile phones and keep our laptops just beside us, so we can follow her exactly how she's doing it practically. But anyway, I hope we're all taking down notes. And also in the chat section, you can drop your questions. It's very interesting that we have questions, because this is a very important aspect in Excel. Believe me, people pay a lot of money to learn macros, just macros. So we are getting it free. Yeah, so I think we should take it serious, very serious. Okay, then just also to mention, and Jonathan, I don't know if you heard me the first time.
I heard you.
I'm encouraging all SPE student chapter presidents to always invite others from other universities when we have ALPs. It will really help all of us. You understand? Because this is an important topic that I think will be beneficial to all students, not just ESUT students from ESUT. So going forward, all our ALPs, if it's not from your skill, if it gets to you, share it with your guys so that everybody can connect. We shouldn't restrict ourselves to just ALPs that we are hosting. We can join every other one. Please. So for me, I can just share my own experience in Excel quickly. Yeah, I started Excel as out of curiosity, because I saw Excel as something that I can use to, quickly solve one or two mathematics. It was just basically a spreadsheet for me to input data. But then I didn't know Excel had a lot of interesting functionalities. Like I said, it was just out of curiosity. So the first challenge I had was, I think it was my final year, then I had to plot some graphs, just graph plotting. As part of my project work. So for that reason, I had to start, really developing serious interest in Excel. Started learning, tried to learn on my own. I had a lot of challenges. So I had to go further to enroll for proper training in Microsoft Word, basically, Microsoft Office rather, which covers Word, Excel, PowerPoints, and all of that. So I didn't know it was a very good decision, because then this was a lot of years ago. So computer and Excel was not so common then. So with that knowledge, I found out that I could just do a lot of
Mr. Daniel, your mic is muted.
We need Excel for a lot of things. Really, you cannot excel as an engineer without using Excel. It's almost impossible. And I'm telling you, at our workplace, the people that know how to use Excel very well really have that edge and advantage over those that cannot use it, because when a project comes up, they need people with soft skills, basically. You see people that know how to, they understand engineering, but they can't use Excel. So when time for work comes, they become like an excess baggage for us. So what we are listening to today, I think, is very interesting, and I encourage all of us to listen, because at the moment it may just seem like, okay, are you sure Jamaica is not wasting my time? No knowledge is a waste. Believe me, no knowledge is a waste. You see macros, what she's about to. That's why I had to beg her to take some time out, because this is, for me, everything about Excel. People don't even know that it exists. People that go macros does for you. So you can just record it, copy it, and paste in Visual Basic and link them together. And it starts working. You don't need to break your head learning how to write codes in Visual Basic. So let's just try and give her time. That's why I don't want to rush her. I know she's supposed to have 30 minutes. I'm looking at the time now. We can do it now, so we can just wait for her to round up by. So I don't know, Chiamaka, if you are ready, we are also ready for you. I don't know if she's hearing me. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I can hear you. Because I was trying to, someone is saying that she's trying to join, but she can't join. So I was trying to help the person.
Okay. So you can go ahead now, macros.
Okay, so let me continue with my screen. You can see my screen, right? Hello?
Yes, we can see your screen.
This
We can
has been
see your
recorded. So
screen.
Yes, very well.
let me stop this one. So we'll record another one.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Okay. So like I was saying, you guys know when I toggle the developer on my ribbon. Hello?
Yes.
You know, by
Yes,
default, the developer doesn't come up on your ribbon. You have to go to your customize ribbon and check
Customize.
the boss. You have to check the boss so I can be able to access the developer tab. Okay, so this is the developer tab. Everything that you do on your normal Excel, you can actually do it here. Yeah. So and for you to do that, before you start recording, try and click on this use relative reference, so that someone is saying that asking for personal nickname. I want to answer someone that's trying to join. Just give it any name. Just write your name. Sorry. Someone is trying to join.
No, if people are trying to join, don't worry, we'll be letting them in. You can just go ahead with your presentation.
She said you were asking her for personal name that she didn't understand. Okay, so basically everything that we do on normal Excel, you can actually do on macro. But the only advantage of macro is that maybe all the time on normal Excel you have to keep repeating this thing. Macro is going to help you that anytime you come, you just have to like run. You don't have to repeat anymore. So how do that work? So before you start recording a macro, you have to make sure that you click on this use relative reference so that it can paste on other cell. If you don't click on this, you find it difficult to just keep running on that particular cell where it's recorded. You won't even know that it's running because you won't be seeing any change. So and for you to do that, okay, let's I was saying about hand fill that can follow a series. That hand fill I did on normal Excel, you can actually do it here. So I'll just start to record macro. I'll give my macro a name. I'll just leave it like macro 3. So you look for a key, a particular key that I want to use for that function. Maybe I want to, let me look for the one I've not customized on my keyboard. Okay. I'm checking. Most of my keyboards are working. Okay, so I'm going to use Control Shift W. So anytime you want to give a shortcut key for your macro, you click on Control, you click on Shift, then W. So not W, you can choose any key. I just choose W. I'm just looking for the one I've not yet customized. So you can just choose any key, but click on Control first, then Shift, then the key. You now describe the macro. What do you want the macro to do for you? So like I want this macro to hand to few macro to handle few numbers. Then okay. Let me say 1, 2, 4, 5. I can say stop recording. Then I want to see if this macro will run. So now I have to go to macros. My macro name was macro 3. Run. Can you see that? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we saw it. We did.
Okay, so let me click somewhere
Yes,
else.
I can see.
Let me click somewhere else and see if it will run. I'll have to debug this time. Sorry. So debug is another skill you have to learn when it comes to macros. Macro 3. You saw it run again. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so that is it. Instead of maybe anytime I come, maybe I have to write these numbers again. I just have to like run. I can always instead of going here to run, you can always, if I click on that Control Shift, was it W I use or O? If I click on that key, it will also run. I don't have to like keep coming here. Sorry. I don't have to keep coming here to run this macro. I can use the key that I customize. So if I click on step into, you can see the program behind that macro. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So you
You
can
can
see
see
the you can see the program behind the macro. So writing this program, maybe when we will have our next ALP, we can learn is you can write this program for anything, maybe to color fill your workbook, to rename your workbook, to export, to print, to do anything. You can write a program that will do that and it will run. And you don't have to keep doing it all the time. You just have to like use that key and you have the results. Use that key and you have the results. So after you have done with any project you have to do, I think when you guys did the introduction to Excel by Chidera, I think I told him to teach you guys pivot table, which I believe that he did. So I will go back to that. So after you have done with your work, maybe you want to share your Excel work to someone. Either you protect your workbook or you export to another type of file, maybe PDF. So to do that, you click on file, your backstage view will appear. Some they will write export, some they will see save and send. So if you click on this save and send, you can choose type of file. Is it PDF or SPS or FAS or as attachments? You can click on PDF. You will see it's going to export from your normal Excel workbook to PDF so they can be able to share with your friends. Because you can share your workbook and they will alter the content for you. That's if you didn't protect your workbook with password. So just hold on, it's coming. Hold on. Okay. No. It's loading. No Microsoft ALP profile has been created. Let's try one more time.
Buddha.
Hold on. Okay, here it will open to this interface. You click on publish. Yes. You can also save to the cloud. That's to OneDrive. You can save to the PC. Publish now. I don't know this report I'm getting. I'm trying to adjust this. Have you tried that on your system? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Were you able to get? Were you able to export?
You mean me?
Were you able to export to PDF?
Okay.
Were you able to maybe share your screen with us? I don't know the report I'm getting on my own system. Maybe if you're able to, you go to your backstage view, you click on export. Maybe if you're able to export your Excel workbook to PDF, you can show us your screen.
No, it didn't work. I think it worked, but I can't see where it went to. It just showed publish and just disappeared.
Because of the Zoom, I don't know. I don't know why I can't see. I want to try again. But I just want to show the students what it will look like to export to PDF. Some people say they can't hear that there's no volume.
I don't know. I can hear you loud and clear. I'm guessing it's the network.
Okay.
Yeah,
some people are saying that there is no volume. Okay, so I want to try this. I don't know if it's because Zoom is on. I'm trying to export to PDF, it will publish, but I can't find it. Publish. Yeah, it's publishing, but I can't find where it's going to. Okay, we can try that at home, maybe when the Zoom is not on. So after that, the next thing you learn, I'd like you to learn is how to print your work. When you're done, with what you want to do, when you're done with your project, you go to print. You can always choose how do you want to print the active sheets, or do you want to print the entire workbook, or do you have a selection that you want to print? After you have chosen, you adjust your margins. You can do this scaling, that if you want everything to fit 1 page or 2 page, so you go here to do the fitting, whether to fit to 1 page or fit all the columns on 1 page and all that. So after that, you can now click on print. So there's something that someone was asking me, because I was saying I'm not going to teach on how to auto fit columns, rows, this row, add column, all that. But I want to talk about this button here. In case you want to I was saying that this worksheet has over 16,000 columns and about 1.4 million rows. So if you want to like auto fit all these columns, you can't keep doing the one after the other. This button at the edge here is called select all. You just click on this button, everything is highlighted. You can use this to move to your desired row. You can now move this one to your desired column. You notice that everything have changed. So you don't keep doing it one after the other for this so many columns and rows when you're working with plenty data. So maybe we'll stop here for the day. If you're interested on more intensive trading, you can contact Jonathan. He has my number. I have some manuals that can also guide you. I have some materials. So if you need any of this, you contact Jonathan. He will reach to me. Then I can give him. Then he gives to you. Thank you very much. Questions?
Okay. Before we take questions, first of all, thank you for a wonderful expose in Excel. I'll kindly request you to stop sharing your screen so I can project mine, please.
Okay.
Okay. Just to quickly summarize what you have done. I'll start by saying the Excel is a very wonderful and important tool we need to succeed as engineers in the oil and gas industry. So I'm happy we have you here. You also mentioned that this is not a basic course, it's like at an intermediate level, meaning that you expect that all participants should at least should have undergone at least a basic level of Excel training. So throughout, just to quickly summarize what you have said, you taught us how to add commands, to customize our own commands, and also how we can customize our ribbons, creating new tabs and all of that. You went through the practical steps in doing that, not just theory. So we appreciate that. You also showed us how we can have different views in Excel sheets, how we can create sheets, new sheets, in a way that when you launch your Excel, you can see multiple sheets, not just one sheet. You also told us how we can create or edit our working environment, and using the fill handle to populate data, which is very important because it saves us a lot of time. You also told us how we can perform calculations using the click and point method rather than typing the formulas manually. All of this also will increase our proficiency. Also, you showed us how we can make a cell absolute by using the $ in the cell address, so that when we choose to drag a formula, it will not be changing, to be fixed for a particular cell. You also told us how we can put logic and queries to understand how our formulas are working. You also explained how we can monitor our progress using the spark lines. You can show trends real time. So if you change anything, it shows you if you are making profit or loss, for example, in a currency calculation. You also explained to us how we can use filters for comparison and how we can lock our worksheets just to protect our formulas. Then you went to the very interesting part, which for me, I think is something, and I hope everybody understood, is macros. How we can use macros, how we can record it, how we can access it. You try to export it to PDF, even though somebody was asking if you meant converting it to PDF. So the question is, exporting and converting to PDF, do they mean the same thing? You can answer that later. Then eventually you showed us how to print our files. So I think this is very interesting and it's actually impactful. And personally, I've learned a lot of new things. My level of Excel at the moment is still intermediate, but I think with what I've learned today, I may still be at beginner's level because you brought in a lot of new concepts that I didn't know about before now. So I'll just keep the floor open for questions. I have one question from Thank God. And it asks, can you split and freeze a window at the same time?
Yeah, you can do that. You can, not like you're freezing a window. You can freeze a row or a column just to keep it just to like pin it to your workbook. Why you can do that to individual windows. Yeah, you can split different windows. You can have new windows, and you can now freeze maybe a column or a row in each window. Not like you're freezing or splitting the window. I don't know if you understand. You can like create new windows. Like you can split your workbook, and each workbook is now they are individual workbook. You can now freeze a particular row. You can now freeze a particular column. It's just like filling it. You want to keep seeing that one. Maybe you're using it to make reference to others or using it to correct others. You can do that.
Okay. I'm hoping that thank God she was able to answer your question. Then, like somebody asked, which I said you answer, is exporting to PDF and converting to PDF, are they the same thing?
Exporting and converting. You want to convert a file from Excel to PDF. I want to export a file from Excel to PDF. I think they are the same. It's just the grammar.
Oh, it's just a grammar. Okay. Because I
Just
know
like
there's
saying
an option where
purchasing.
you can just on your Excel, you can just click File, Save as, then select PDF and save. I think it automatically
You,
converts to
you,
PDF. I don't know if it's the same thing with exporting to PDF.
one thing about savers, like if you have saved the work before, then you want to now keep the original one. Maybe you made some modification. You want to keep the original one. I have another copy of it that is modified. You can use savers to do that. While exporting, you can just export the whole thing or the whole worksheet. You can also export in exporting, like you have multiple things to export, like exporting a whole worksheet or a whole sheet, or unlike savers, maybe I've saved this work before, then you make some correction. I want to keep the original one while you save this new one that you modified.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you. Personally, I have just two very quick, and I'm sure that something you can answer in less than 10 seconds.
I don't ask you,
Please,
like I don't answer.
is there a way to know which Excel sheet contains macros? That's the first question from me. Then,
What did you
secondly,
say?
how is there a way to know which Excel sheets contain macros?
Yes.
That's
There's a
my
way to
first
know.
question. Okay, okay, go ahead, answer.
Okay, if you want to know if your Excel sheet contains macro, there's what we call compatibility check, and also inspecting your work. They say inspect issues. Maybe someone send you a workbook. You want to know if this version of Excel is compatible with your, maybe it's whether it's newer version or older version, or some features are hidden. You can use compatibility mode to check that. But if you want to inspect a work, so let me just quickly show you. I'll share my screen right now. I'll share my screen again. Sorry. I'll share my screen. You can see my screen, right? Hello.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Can you see my? So you can always go to file here. Okay. You can go to check for issues. Okay. You can say, are you seeing inspect document here? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see.
You click on inspect mark document. This file contains things that have not yet been saved. Okay. Hold on. We have to save it first. Save. Okay. It's opening. See, okay, we want to inspect now. Inspect. From here you can see all that the worksheet contains. No custom XML. You can see no hidden rows, no hidden worksheet found. You can see that, right? No invisible objects found. Are you seeing macros here?
Yeah.
It's going to show that macros form, or you can click on more info to know more. Anything that it contains and is not contained. From this inspect document, you can see all that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for taking our time to answer our questions. So
Okay.
you can stop sharing your screen now, please.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm very sorry that that is very low.
Okay.
I'm
So
not
I
very
wanted
low.
to hand over to you, Jonathan, but you say your battery is low.
Okay, say something.
Okay, for any announcement, I don't know, do you have anybody from your area online, like your faculty, sponsor, or anybody? I don't know, I've not seen anybody from Port Harcourt session here.
Yeah, I also. I think they're all left.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I'm doing expo here now.
Okay, that means that you can just quickly take a vote of thanks.
I'm here. Jerry.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Moderator, my program chair is around, so you can take over from here.
Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Jerry, you can take over from here. My vote is very low.
All right, no problem. I'll do that, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So, Jerry, do you have any announcement to make? Or any, I don't know.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, moderator, for today. I think I learned a lot. It's really quite interesting. Please, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
All right. So, for those who haven't paid for their certificates, the one we did, self-training for beginners, please, you can pay up because we'll be putting the deadline very soon. So the payment is available. You can pay to SPE account for your certificate. Then if you want like the speaker said earlier, if you want the documents, or if you want books or how to read, or like advanced training in Excel, you could chat any of the executives or chat the president or anybody. So I think that is all for now. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, you can also, I believe we can conclude that you've done your vote of thanks at the same time. So we can just go straight to taking a photograph. I'll encourage all of us to just put on our cameras for.
So how do I get the photographs also? How do I get the photographs once? I would like for my page.
We'll send it to you. Everybody put on your cameras, please. Let us have a quick photograph session.
Okay.
Mr. Abolaji Said, you are, first of all, you're upside down, I think. And I think the backdrop is affecting your picture quality. We are waiting for Jerry, thank God, Andalina, and Valentine. Please put on your cameras. Let's take a quick photo session. If nobody smiles, we are not going to snap. If nobody is smiling, we'll not snap. We'll wait. So, Jonathan, can you hear me? Okay, I think this is okay now. So I also want to thank everybody. We started with prayer, just a quick closing prayer. In the name of Jesus, we thank you for a wonderful session, and thank you for being with us up to this time. We've not heard of any injury or incidents. We're happy about that. Thank you for opening up our brains to learn. And thank you especially for our speaker for bringing our time to be here with us. I pray that as we leave, we won't forget what we've learned, and we make use of it to progress our individual careers. In Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much. And have a wonderful weekend. Please send me your email address.